Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Deja Vu, and I'm coming at you with the final game, the final set from the Avalon MSL Group B, which has been the group of dragons. This is going to be Bisu and Jangbi. The winner takes all, comes out of this group and gets to continue on in the MSL. The map is Heartbreak Ridge. We're going to have Jangbi on the left in white. We're going to have Bisu in red on the right, and this should be a great game. The first game between these two players was absolutely fantastic, with Jangbi going for I believe it was a 1-gate build right into a very quick expansion, and Bisu going with 4 Dragoons, and usually that would be an automatic win for the 4-gate Protoss player, especially with a player of Bisu's caliber. But Jangbi absolutely playing out of his mind, fantastic. Fended off Bisu's attack and came away with the victory. He wasn't able to get it done though against Cal, and Cal was able to be the first player to move out of this group. And now we're getting to this final match where it's going to be Bisu trying to avenge that loss and dethrone, well, not dethrone, but just try and get this win against Jangbi and get his way out of this group. This was really a dangerous group for him, going on against 3 other dragons. It's kind of disappointing because these are the 4 dragons that were in, I believe it was the MSL or the OSL just about a season or 2 ago. All 4 of these were in the semifinals, and now we're seeing the 4 of them play against each other, and 2 of them are going to get knocked out so early. 3 is already gone, and it's going to be either Bisu or Jangbi getting knocked off here. And it looks like both players playing very standard, just throwing down pylons and gateways, making sure that there aren't any too obscene proxies going down near their bases. And then they're just going to continue the game right here and just try and play really standard. Both players giving each other a healthy dose of respect, especially after that epic, awesome first game, which if you didn't see, you need to watch it. It was just absolutely fantastic. And it's just going to, this beginning game is going to be real standard. Both players, their probes, both are going to be about scouting at the exact same time. And, yeah, nothing's really happening. I'm getting excited over the last game more than anything else about Bisu coming back and beating Cal, which was absolutely amazing as well. This has just been a great group altogether. And Bisu throwing, that was Bisu throwing down an anti-mana pylon, and Free looks like he's trying to throw it down. Bisu doing a good job, not letting him. Good job with his micro, not putting down an anti-mana pylon, just has a probe sitting there and stopping the pylon from going down. And Bisu trying to be a little bit, or Jangbi trying to be somewhat harassive here, but he's not going to be allowed to. And both players have produced a Zealot. Neither player has a Cybernetics core down yet. Both players producing the Zealot first to try and fend away these probes and force the other player to just micro and multitask just a little bit more, just try and put some stress on the players. And now Cybernetics core going down for Jangbi, and I assume for Bisu too. Pretty much the exact same time. Actually, it looks like Bisu's might have gotten down a couple seconds earlier. Not going to be a big deal here. And it's going to come down to, as always in these PvP games that goes standard, it always comes down to the tech choice. It always comes down to getting rid of that pesky probe. If you can do it with Zealots before your Dragoon comes out, you're definitely at a big advantage if you can fend it away. Jangbi's probe doesn't even look like it's taken a hit yet, and Bisu's Dragoon, or his Cybernetics core, is now out, and Jangbi throwing down a pylon at the top right corner of his base. I don't think Bisu knows that that's there, so it might be in a little bit of a hidden location there. And Bisu's probe actually taking a lot of damage here. It looks pretty low in health, only 5 HP, and then it wanders over and sees that pylon, so he's going to know that he's got to keep checking that area and make sure that there isn't any tech going down a little early, and make sure Jangbi's not trying to cheat some faster tech than Bisu's willing to let him. Going to force him to wait until the Dragoon comes out, and Jangbi going to run away with his probe now, not going to let it fall to the Dragoon. And Bisu and Jangbi, both of them are researching tech researching Dragoon range at the moment. We'll see if either player decides to cancel and throw down any tech a little bit faster. It doesn't look like either player is going to do that. Both of them have fended the probes away, and neither player has canceled at this time. And it's going to be a robotics facility for Jangbi, and for Bisu, it's going to be, let's see what it is. Bisu moving a probe over to the bottom right corner. I don't know if he's going to try and throw some kind of hidden tech there, or if he's going to just make sure that Jangbi isn't doing anything ridiculous. I think it's just to check, because Bisu is throwing down a robotics facility as well, so that was just to check and make sure that Jangbi didn't throw down a robotics facility over there and try and do any proxy cheese things. And Bisu throwing down a pylon at the top right, and I like that positioning there. It's definitely going to give him a little bit of good scouting information if Jangbi comes in with a shuttle from that direction. And on this map especially, we've been seeing Protoss players do that a lot, throwing down pylons at the corners of their bases, near those temples in the top right and the bottom left, because they're relatively well defended and they're not really the pylons really aren't at risk at all, so you just get pretty much free scouting information from the static pylons that you need to produce anyways. And I do like watching players take advantage of that. It looks like Jangbi is taking advantage, throwing them around the corners of his bases. Now he's got a probe going around back, probably going to throw down a pylon back there as well. And Bisu going for an observatory first, so he's going to be going 2-gate obs, and then he's going to get an expansion out a little bit earlier. And Jangbi probably throwing a probe down, throwing a pylon down, not sure yet. Jangbi has not made his tech choice, or at least it hasn't been shown to us yet. It hasn't been, and it's going to be observers as well, so he's going to be doing the same thing. It's going to be a complete mirror build. Actually, the observatory for Bisu came out a decent bit ahead. It's already out, and Jangbi's is not completed yet. I don't know why he's behind. He should not be behind. Maybe he produced an extra Dragoon or something, but that is kind of odd to see two players doing mirror builds and not having the same timing, especially two fantastic players. Definitely is unusual. Possibly it's that shuttle being produced by Jangbi, so he produced the shuttle first. That might have delayed it by a little bit. It's not going to be a big deal here, because he's going to have the observers out, and then he's going to be able to get the robotic support bay out. Yeah, he's going to get the robotic support bay out earlier, so he'll have Reavers at the same time. It's not going to be too big of a deal here. But he hasn't thrown down his Nexus yet, whereas Bisu has thrown down his Nexus. And if Jangbi waits too long, he might not be able to get an advantage out of this. I think he might be going for a one-base build here, or a mostly one-base build here, and that's what it looks like, because he's doesn't even have a probe in position to throw down a Nexus. It looks like he's going to have to do some damage with an early push, otherwise he will fall economically fatally behind if he isn't able to do so. As soon as this first Reaver comes out, I expect that shuttle to be loaded up, and then the Dragoons and the shuttle to head out and see what they can do. And yeah, a few Zalta there as well, and the observer for Bisu seeing everything, getting a full eyeful here, knowing exactly what's going on. And Jangbi, I don't even know where his observer is. I don't know why he produced that observatory. He's not going to produce an observer. Maybe it's out there in the middle, that one little blob that's moving around. But it is kind of odd to be seeing this from Jangbi. I'm kind of confused as to why he's doing something so differently, despite having very similar build, and not seeing the observer. Okay, yeah, that must be an observer. Yeah, that is an observer there going into Bisu's base now. And that Reaver is loaded up. Jangbi is moving out, but Bisu knows that this is coming. Bisu knows exactly what's coming. He sees this coming from a mile away. He's not going to be able to pick off that shuttle, I don't think. No, he's not even moving into position to pick it off. He has a Reaver of his own, but that Reaver does not have a shuttle, so Bisu's Reaver is going to be far more ineffective. Well, that's a terrible way to put it. Jangbi's Reaver is going to be far more effective than Bisu's, because he'll be able to pick it up, he'll be able to shoot, pick it up, and save it from other Reaver shots. And Jangbi looks like he's going to try and attack at the front, and at the same time try and drop at the back and see what he can do here. This could be very, very effective if he times it right. If he starts the attack at the front, actually he can do either in any order he wishes, but with the multi-pronged attack, if he's got the multitask and the capabilities of microing both battles effectively, he might be able to do a ton of damage to Bisu here. Looks like he's setting up